Welcome to Tuesday's Tips and Tools, brought to you by the VSU Center for eLearning. Today, we are walking through gradebook settings to ensure final grades are visible to students from the beginning of the term. Why is it best practice to make final grades visible to students? When students are able to see their accurate course progress in real time, it helps them notice the impact of individual scores on their overall grade. When students are able to view their up-to-date overall grade in a course, the instructor receives fewer emails and grade inquiries, freeing up time for instruction, feedback, and other duties. Combined, these benefits funnel into less confusion and haste at the end of the semester. Students aren't surprised by their final average, and instructors don't have to rush to answer as many concerns. Gradebook settings are found in multiple locations. First, the Gradebook Setup wizard will appear in brand new course shells once you access the Grades area. You will be prompted to complete this 7-step wizard if you're working on a course from scratch. There is another group of settings I will call the gear settings. Whether you're starting a course setup from scratch or editing a course you've copied, you should use the gear settings to verify students can see their final grades throughout the semester. We will walk through the gear settings next. First, use the Assessments menu in your course to access the Grades area. Then, click the Settings gear in the top right of the screen. This group of settings is divided into 3 tabs: Personal Display Options, Org Unit Display Options, and Calculation Options. Please note that the screenshots for the remainder of this video may differ slightly from your course, depending on if you've set up your gradebook as points-based or weighted. The personal display options control how the gradebook appears to you, the instructor. Feel free to adjust the settings on this tab to fit your preferences. Most instructors just leave the default options selected. If you like your Enter Grades area to include the grade scheme color, be sure Grade Scheme Symbol is also checked on this tab. The grade scheme color adds a colored background to each grade. The grade scheme symbol adds the student's percentage score for individual grade items. The Org Unit display options control what students see when they access their grades. Here are the recommended settings. Check all of the boxes on this tab. The Calculation Options tab is the most important. This is where you will set that students can, in fact, view their up-to-date final grade as the course progresses. The first group of settings will reflect your current grading system selection. The next groups of settings are where you may need to make some changes. Under Final Grade Released, select Calculated Final Grade. This will release the grade that students have earned by completing their graded coursework. It provides a real-time snapshot of a student's achievement in the course. You can still adjust students' final grades at the end of the term. Select the option to automatically release the final grade. This will prevent you from having to manually release students' final grades. Under Grade Calculations, select Drop Ungraded Items. If you treat ungraded items as 0, students' final grades will be incredibly low until the end of the term when all coursework has been assigned, opened, and completed. Seeing a perpetually low final grade can be discouraging and unmotivating to many students. By dropping the ungraded items, students' final grades will only reflect the coursework they have received grades for, even work they may have earned a 0 on. Finally, select the option to automatically keep final grades updated. This way, the system will automatically recalculate students' final grades each time an item is scored. To verify that students' final calculated grades are released, scroll all the way to the right of the Enter Grades area. There, you will see the Final Grades columns, one for Final Calculated Grade and one for Final Adjusted Grade. If the final grade is released and visible to students, you will see an open eye symbol. If the final grade is not released to students, you will see a closed eye symbol. In the event you need to release final grades to make them visible to students, expand the drop-down menu on the Final Calculated Grade column and select Enter Grades. On the next screen, you will see a table with columns for your students, their final grades, and the release status of those final grades. To release the final grades, first select all of the students by clicking the top left checkbox. Then click Release Unrelease from the options above the table. This will alter the rightmost column. If Released is checked for each student, then the final grade is released. Be sure to click Save and Close at the bottom of the screen. You can also preview what grades students see. From your Enter Grades area, expand the drop-down menu next to a student's name. Choose Preview. Another window will then pop up. If you've released the student's final grade, you will see it at the top of the pop-up window. Please contact the Center for eLearning if we can help you with anything we've covered in this video or for any other assistance as you develop your courses.